Hi traders, before I get started on today's action, I have a little guest here who would like to say hello to everybody. What's your name?
Alex?
And who are you?
I know.
My son?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're my son. And what were we doing today?
Doing the stock market.
The stock market. And what do you call these things right here?
Candles.
Candles. And what were we doing today with the candles? Which kind of candles did we want to buy?
The red.
The red. And we wanted to sell which ones?
The green.
The greens. And when the market goes up, how high does the market go?
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Smart kid. He doesn't know where the market's going. I think he's got potential. All right, a quick review on today. Try to keep today's video a little bit on the short side. The market is down considerably. We're down below, or we gap down. The open is right here. So a sizable gap down today, and we had a little bit of strength coming into the market, but overall the day is going to be down. And panning back out, this is how today went. I got long here on the bands. Oh, before I start this, one of the viewers tried to duplicate the settings on this chart, and he was unable to do it until he realized that this is a 24-hour chart. My settings are on 24 hours. As I pan back, you can see it goes the entire way through the overnight session, just keeps on running. So if you have it on during the just the trading session, then your settings are going to be off, at least since there's 20 periods on this. I would say at least for the first 20 periods, and even sometimes beyond that, it can still take a while to come back. So here's what happened today. Nothing complicated here, just a buy in the bands, and I was going to add down here, and had it plummeted quickly, I would have increased more down there, and an exit on the 22 for 2 points. So a tiny profit there. Now this one I took a little bit early. 20 would have been the entry right there on the bands. Got in that a little bit early and then added to it at 20.25. I thought it was going to turn down at that point, but it had a little bit more upside left in it. Now the entry up here up top was at 22.00. Now I have a rule that states that I can't add to a trade unless the market goes at least 2 points against me. And my average right here was 20.00. Try to control your excitement. 20.00 was my average right here. So 22 points qualifies. And the reason I do this is because I just don't want to get too big too fast unless I get into a move, or I want to avoid getting into a move that's really going to take me by surprise and go against me. And if I'm increasing down here, then I can run out of bullets pretty quickly. So that's a pretty important rule, that 2-point rule. Down here, I didn't think we were going to get to the 22, so I just took that a little bit earlier. Here are some entries down here starting at 15. Now, why didn't I take this? And the answer was just discretion. I just had an idea that we were going to sell off a little bit. The news today was on the bearish side, and I just had a pretty good feeling that we were going to go lower. And what I did was I bought the top of this reversal candle here at 12.00. If you were to zoom in on the 1-minute charts, you would see a level of resistance that went across, I think starting on this candle. So I just put a buy stop in there, took a partial at 13, the remainder at 14. So a really good exit on this move up. I wanted to catch this coming up, but it didn't go deep enough. I was looking to buy somewhere down here and then a bounce coming out of that bottom. Now over here is something that I had my finger on the trigger for, and this is actually a really good setup that I bet a lot of traders caught today. This is one of the deals where the market sells off, it'll bounce around down here and come into an equal low. And the entry on this, for most traders, would be right here in this line, or 12.25. Nothing wrong with that entry. I would take it a little bit sooner. In fact, I had my finger on the trigger at 11.5, and it jumped up a little bit too quick, and I didn't want to chase it, so I just let it go. So not a bad trade here. Once you see an equal bottom like this, and you may even want to throw an indicator on here, down here, a MACD or RSI or something, whatever suits your fancy. And if you got a positive divergence in there, then it increases the likelihood that we're going to come out of this bottom here. So I missed that. So instead, what I did was, here's what I was looking at. I had my resistance line drawn down like so. And I had a pretty good feeling as the market was coming up to the bands here that it was going to cut through this resistance line, and breakout buyers would be buying into this move up, which of course is something that I'm going to be selling. So since I increased my size over here, I wanted to be a lot more patient than I would had I been selling down here with a smaller size. So increase in size, increase in patience. My entry there was really nice. It's on the outside of the bands at 1725. I actually pulled the trigger when the market was at 1775. So right when that high hit, and then it jumped down a couple ticks, and I got kind of a bad fill on it. But not a big deal, though. Still a pretty good entry. And then I took it off at 1.5. This one up here couldn't have been any better. I timed that one perfectly. That was a market order. Once it hit 19.5 outside these bands, I hit it. And something that you might find a bit interesting, I think I set a record today on something here. That entry was at, where is it? 1925. I think this is the shortest trade I've ever had. I got short at 23 and 24. Partial fills are 8, 1, and 1. And this trade lasted from 37, let's just call it 37 to 24. It was a 13-second trade. I think it's the fastest trade I've ever had. But it was only 1 point. I wasn't in it that long. So anyway, pretty good day here. But all I'm doing is pretty much the same thing I do every day. I'm buying the bands, exiting around the 22, selling the bands up here. And this one I didn't think was going to make it down to the 22, and it didn't on this push down, so I exited a little sooner here. Added at 2 points against me. This one I was a little bit more patient on. I just bought this move up out of this bottom. One thing I look for is a move that will go below an established bottom like such, and then come back up quickly. And what's happening down there is typically anybody who has bought into anywhere in this area, or perhaps even up here, is probably holding on, waiting for the market to find a bottom. You get to this point where it finds a bottom here, it goes below, and they just hit the trade out button, or they just get out of the market for whatever reason, or whatever method, whether there's a stop down there or they exit at the market. And once traders throw in the towel like that, the market tends to recover. I know what this looks like because I've done it. I've done it plenty of times. So when I see something like that, I can spot it, and I try to take advantage of it today. So that's pretty much it for today. It looks like the selling is intensifying as the market closes, and we may close below the low of the day. Time will tell. Oh, we just closed. We're 1 minute past the close, so the official close is done. So that's all I got for today. I've had a few people ask me to send out email alerts when I post videos. I'll be happy to do that if you like. My contact information will be at the end of this video. And if you want to just send me a video or send me an email and say, get me on your distribution list, either that or you can subscribe to YouTube through these videos through YouTube. YouTube does send out email alerts when I post videos, but they typically wait until about 4 or 5 of them have been posted. Otherwise, when you log into YouTube, these videos will appear at the top of your page under your subscription box at the very top. So if you want to get on the list, I'll be happy to send an email when I send videos out. And that's it for today. Want to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Okay.